everybody, and welcome to the English version of the Avro RJ 70, 85, and 100 tutorial. Right now, we are cold and dark, sitting at Zurich Airport at gate A45. As you can see, nothing's on, cold and dark, everything. First off, we want to get some power to the plane, so we'll go to the cockpit. This little button pops up a window, turn on ground power, and if you look outside, this little GPU unit, or GPU is right here, but it's not actually supplying power at the moment. So press Shift 2. You want the source to be coming from the exterior AC, and turn exterior AC on, and everything, pops alive. Alright. Push these. Set everything to neutral. Okay. So, what we want to do now is just begin to prep the airplane. So we'll just do the flows, which you just move through each section of the panel. And then we can get started. So, what you want in these planes is a cold and dark cockpit, which means nothing's lit up. And so, make all these on, battery on. Make sure the source is to the battery. Make sure the source for the bottom switches are to the external AC. You want the gens on for when engines start. Turn the APU gens on. And we're done with that panel. Now turn the APU on. And we want that, really you want it for about 15 minutes in real life to build engine pressure before the engine starts. So we'll just turn it on. And you want all these screen heats and all those on. Oh, no packs at the moment. APU are on. Okay, Shift 2 done. Shift 3. You want all these on. Avionics, yaw damper, autopilot, ground ignition. Set it to both. Fan brakes on. Anti-skid on. Auto spoiler. And each other spoiler. Engine 2 pump, DC pump should be on, AC pump should be on auto, P2U on, engine 3 pump. Okay, entry lights, these are lights, and turn the no smoking sign on, nav on, and that's really about it, unless you're in the dark. Okay, now we are at the engine panel, which is Shift 4. Nothing here at the moment. So we skip on to Shift 5, put this to Tara for the TCAS mode. We'll use that whenever we take off. Shift 6, we don't need that at the moment. Shift 7 is the last thing we need. Make sure these are switched to nav. After a few seconds they should align and everything should come alive. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now we're going to start the FMC. So, flight plans. New flight plan. We're at Zurich Airport. Put it there. And we're going to Geneva, which is LSGG. Lima Sierra Golf Golf. Okay, flight number necessarily. Initial reference. We have 0.2, this will vary also. 0.2 reserves. And our flight level is 240. Because it is not very far. And now we can go to the legs. Our first one, these will also vary, is Vevit. Second one is Rotos. There we go. And now we can, this is pretty important if you have like a good route that has airways in it. So next, to the left of legs, go to RTE for route. And this is a little bit confusing. You see, via is direct. That means we go direct from Vevit, direct to Rotos. But we don't want that. On the flight plan, it says Vevit T15 Rotos, which means the airway is T50. So Vevit to Rotos via T50. And then Continue the process. Rotos. 6 minor. And that leads us to bad up. Super. This one has the same. And it leads us to old mess. Oh. And that's the same airway, so it combines them. And then the star, and then the final airport. So we activate, execute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight. May we remind you that
Announcement should come on.
tables need to be in the upright position.
And we'll do this
All carry-on items brought on board must be securely stowed
fairly
either under the
fast.
seat in front of you or in the
Now we can check the APU, it's on. We can select the source coming from the APU. Disconnect the external AC. Turn off the ground power. And go ahead and close some doors. I don't know if you can hear, but the announcements are coming on. Or are on. There's our plane. And looks like we're good to start engine and push back. So we want to turn the anti-ice on when we're starting engines. And what we want to do is have the continuous ignition on, start master on, and start it at 4. Generally you start right to left engines. And as we push back, start right now. Okay, pushing back. Now, what you want to do is go up here, press the engine start, and 4 lights should come on. And you should hear the engine start to spool up. And that's a starter running. And once it reaches about 20 on this third dial down, you can engage and start the next one. And we wait and we wait and we wait. It's almost at 20. And it caught. Alright. Switch over to number 2. Start the engines, we're pushing back. Looks fine. Go ahead and start these. And it caught. Start the next one. Pushing back. Oh, enough pushback for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just closed the main cabin door. All personal cellular telephones must be turned off.
It caught.
And
There we go.
stored for the duration
Okay,
of the
they're
flight.
free.
Flight attendants, prepare doors for departure.
Turn off the start master. Turn off continuous ignition. And turn off anti-ice. Now, make sure the beacon is on. I'll actually go to the cockpit view, it's a little bit easier. Okay, now we can start to taxi. So, taxi light on, fasten seatbelts on, and we can get the source from engine 4 generator and turn off the APU. There we go. Alright. Everything's good. Engine air on. Packs on. Everything looks good. Turn the wing lights on. Okay. Begin. Turn. Awesome. We're going to runway 16. So now we can begin. Press F7 once to put the flaps down to 18 degrees for takeoff. Oh. And we want to make sure we're trimmed right. So just glance down here. Do it really quick. the green, we want in the green. And it's just a rule of thumb, unless it's otherwise marked or calculated. For this plane, usually the bottom 2/3 is okay. Always good. And now we can test. Okay. All lights come on, obviously. Now we can start autopilot. Set it all up. We'll go at 150. Actually, we'll climb out at 170. Our altitude, I think I said was 24,000 maybe. It was 24,000, that's right. Alright. Takeoff power setting is right here. There's a chart for it. We want reduced takeoff because we don't want to kill the engine. And our VREF, these are VREF speeds. We're going to take off at 18 degrees flap, so V rotate is 134 knots. So that's when we'll actually start to pull back on the yoke. Okay. Everything's looking good. Oh, we need the departure SID. So, departure arrivals, departure. We're going off 1.6, and we are using Vavit versus VAV2 Sierra. Select both, execute. Awesome, now we're done. And if you look on the FMC, it's set up. This one's kind of a weird waypoint, a weird SID, excuse me. So I'll show you that once we start doing the climb out. It's a little awkward. That's fine. I will see you guys back at the hold short line. Alright, here we are, holding short. And let's say we got clearance to line up. So, power up the engines. Turn the landing lights on. And strobes on. And this is a little kind of tricky to line up, but just practice and it's good. Alright. Now we are lined up and tower says, okay, clear to take off. Awesome. So remember our V rotate speed was 134. We'll call him out. We gotta match our power setting manually on this plane, which is really no big deal though. We'll call out the speeds as we go. Knots. V1, rotate. V2, positive brake, gear up. Into high. change throughout this scene because it's a little awkward to play. Level change. Oh, now it's on. Now we follow the scene. And if you see, there's it. I guess you should turn shortly. And there's a turn. Alright, looks like we're all good. Our climb setting, normal. And like I said, if you can see here, the SID is really awkward to do at least. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that, make it a little less. We want to select HD 265 and override KLO. And then it'll set us straight to go that way, which doesn't make us turn as much. If you can fly it with real autopilot, it just is really awkward to make all those turns. And it looks like we're on track, so I will leave you guys once we reach Borrego. And I'm going to speed up a little clear. Should be turning in a minute. Okay. Now we're getting a little fast. So, you see here, make it bigger. This green or this yellow bar is a flap limit setting. So we're getting too close to that, so we'll put flaps up. And there it goes. So it doesn't damage flaps. We're speeding up nicely. Looks like good. Once we reach 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and turn the blending lights off. Speed up to 270, I think. Really nicely. So I'm going to turn them off. Give it a dig. And like I said, I'll leave you guys at Borrego and come back to your cruise, which isn't really that long in this flight, but that's good. Okay, now we're climbing really nicely, so we're going to speed up a little bit. Get on the side, so yeah, you could use the actual auto throttle, or I like to use level change. Best case is V now, but it doesn't cap off your thrust settings in this plane, so it goes over sometimes. And there we go, hit Borrego, and I'll see you guys at cruise. Alright guys, now we're about to level off 24,000 feet. Everything's going smoothly, nothing's happened, which is always good. And as you can see, we don't have much time. We just reached top of climb point, and descent is right up there, so about 15 miles more or less. So we're going to go ahead and prepare for our arrival. We know we're using ILS 23, and our last waypoint was Old Nez, and that's there's only one, so execute. And okay, you have a route discontinuity, which means there's a conflict or no waypoint between. Just highlight or select the bottom one and put it right there. Execute, and should be no big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, to prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items,
Reset
as well as
MCP.
any other items you wish to discard, such as newspapers.
Alright, good. And we'll do an iOS. Let's okay, so I'm going to use 24 degrees of flaps, and you see that when you ILS frequency and course, which is, I did this flap before, so it's already preset, and it's 109.90. You want both of them to read that, and you want the front course 225 to read that on the left and on the right hand side, and you want the frequency to be on this and on the right hand side, which is both. And now you're more or less ready for the approach. So we start descending now. We'll go straight to 10,200. And it really doesn't matter, I wanted to say, it really doesn't matter what flap setting you use, it just goes a little bit slower, a little bit faster. See, the VREF is 136 in the 24 flap setting, it's 123 in the 33, so it's over 10 knot difference. And if you do, for instance, London City with that steep approach, you do 33 flaps, then right below it, an S approach. And that is when you open up the spoiler and all that. So, we're still descending. Pretty good rate. By that hour we need to be at 10,200, which I don't think should be a problem. So I will see you guys once we're a little bit closer. Alright, welcome back. We just crossed our 10,000 waypoint. We're going to start descending to 5,000. So it's about 17 miles away, which is really no big deal. Level change. Stay below 250 knots. Below 10,000. There we go. Yeah. So we'll slow down to 240. Go ahead and turn our landing lights on since we're at 10,000. And our landing altitude is 1,400 feet, which you can see right here. So our intercept point is at 4,700, which shouldn't be a big deal. And to intercept it, what we want to do is the VOR lock, LOC, here our localizer, put that on, and if we check, where is it? It's not aligned right now because we're not close enough, but Once we get closer and start to line up, this ball will move to the center. And we should be intercepted on the localizer. Go to 700. We have a crosswind, it looks like. It's not too bad. Alright. .7 miles away, almost there. Then we can start preparing for landing. Make sure the checklist is on. Yep. Where is it? There it is. There we go. So we're going to be at least 5,000, so we'll just go to 5,000. 5,000A means above or at least. So that's that. Interception. This is a really good star, which stands for Standard Terminal Arrival. Yeah, that's it. It's really smooth interception from the waypoint to the runway. Usually if it's over 40 to 45 degrees, it's going to mess up the interception. It's just too big of a turn for the plane to make when it's so close to the runway. So now it's 230. And descend to 4,700. You can see way in the distance there's Geneva Airport. So that's that. It's a little bit away. Like about 20 miles away. Which is kind of odd. But it's what we're told to do. So way in the distance over there. Once it gets about a little bit closer, we can prepare for landing. Which shouldn't be very far off. About 15 miles, like. Sorry guys, my FS actually crashed, so I'm redoing the flight. So here we are lining back up on the glides to the localizer. So we're going to 3,000 feet. Yeah, so my FS crashed and it was just kind of annoyed, but whatever, what can I do? As quickly as possible. And you can't see the runway
Radio altimeter.
yet. And it's like it's a ways out there. So I'll skip to the final approach. So So see you then. Alright, so here we are. Just intercepted the glide slope. And from the VOR look to the approach button, and now set up for landing. So flaps 1 to 18. Our VREF is 134. Double check. Yep, right here. Landing lights on. Ring. Go to slow down to 140.
Landing checklist.
Gear down.
Gear.
Flaps to 24.
Down and green. Flaps 24. Off.
Landing lights.
On.
We'll slow down to 138, which is 5 knots above our VREF, which is pretty good. And
1,000.
I might take over and do a Cat 2 before we touchdown. We'll see how it lines us up. Because sometimes the localizer misses the runway a little bit. It's kind of annoying, but no big deal. Oh, it lines us up good. Now we can slow down to 140 set speed. Yeah, it looks like it's lining us up good. So fingers crossed, it works.
300. Approaching decision height.
Decision height.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 60.
And
40.
flare. Please work.
20.
A little bumpy there. Know how to pilot off. And start to brake. I'll use some powerful brakes. Alright, turn, and we will find ourselves a gate. Yeah, so word to the wise, Cat 3 is really great, but on this plane it's brand new. At least it hasn't been updated since it was released. And especially the ILS has some bugs in it, so just be aware of that. And we can go and turn the landing lights to taxi. Press O for strobes, turn them off. And ding. Go ahead and turn this all off. Check which one we're going to. We'll go to one of these islands. Next left. Yeah, so ILS is really great, but this plane has some bugs, so just be aware of that. And I haven't been here in so long. I can't remember how these gates go. But I think you just pull up to them. Kind of unprofessional. But it works. And we'll play cheat a little bit. tricky to park in these. Okay, wing off, taxi off, APU on, source should be APU power, and let's turn off these engines. Our APU, once it's started, we can turn the last one off. And yep. There we go. Now nothing turns off. Okay. Since our engines are off, we can turn the beacons off. And fasten seatbelt off. And open the doors. So, I hope you learned a lot. Sorry for the landing, it was kind of a crazy thing, like a FS crash and just kind of bad, but anyway, I hope you learned a lot, and if you have any comments, suggestions, or really anything, just leave a comment below, and yeah, see you next time.